This famous early High Court case is an important authority for both contract law and false imprisonment. This case note focuses on contract law. Mr. Robertson intended to catch the ferry to Balmain from Circular Quay in Sydney. The ferry company had turnstiles on their Circular Quay wharf and none at Balmain, so customers travelling to Balmain would pay a penny on entering the wharf. Customers travelling to the city boarded freely at Balmain, but then paid their penny to get off the wharf in Sydney. This left the question of what happened to people who paid a penny to get onto the wharf but did not travel. Would they also have to pay a penny to leave? The company erected a prominent sign which said, "Notice, a fare of 1 penny must be paid on entering or leaving the wharf. No exception will be made to this rule, whether the passenger has travelled by the ferry or not." Mr. Robertson had travelled on the ferry before, and on his own evidence, he knew how the system worked. On this particular occasion, he got onto the wharf and found that the ferry had just left. He decided to go to another company's wharf and get their ferry rather than waiting. However, he refused to pay the penny to exit the wharf and ended up fighting his way through a scuffle with the ferry staff and leaving without paying. One question for the court was whether he had, by contract, agreed not to leave the wharf without paying the additional penny. Now, obviously, there was no written contract here. The terms of the contract had to be inferred by the behaviour of the parties. Justice O'Connor said, "Having travelled on many occasions backward and forward by the company's boats, and, as he says, paid his fare to the officers at the turnstiles, he must have been aware that the company's method of conducting their business was to release the turnstiles only on payment of a penny." On that basis, by entering the wharf on this occasion, Robertson agreed to a contract on those terms. The mere fact that he decided not to continue the contract did not mean he could avoid his obligations to pay on the way out. From this case, we learn that a contract's terms can be inferred from the circumstances, and agreement can be inferred from conduct.